What's up, guys? Welcome to Blake's Garage. So today, finally, we're gonna get around to starting on that manual swap. So the BMW E30 over here, as you guys know, the Bird E30 has come a long way in the last year. We are, pretty much full race car. All the cage, all that stuff, carbon fiber sunroof delete. It's all gutted, it's all painted. However, you guys are seeing that right there, and you're also seeing those right there. So from day one, I've been wanting to do a manual swap in this car. It's just been something that's been on the back burner, realistically, because I didn't find all of the parts as soon as I thought I was going to. I also didn't hunt super hard for them at the beginning either, and mostly because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with the car. However, some big things are going to be coming up. So if you guys have not hit that subscribe button, I know only like 1 out of 4 of you guys, 1 out of 4, so like 25% or like 18%, I think it's about 18%, actually hit the subscribe button. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell. That way you get notifications on this build. But engine swap and transmission swap is coming soon. However, I wanted to start this video out with doing the pedals because I think that that's an easy thing. One of those things that a lot of people have questions about, and I want to cover it in detail in one video. Also, as you guys know, I unboxed this bad boy a while ago, and since I've said from the beginning this build is going to be pretty damn badass, and that is a autographed number 26 Hard Motorsport Edition Cae Shifter from Germany, specially anodized and signed by the dude who engineered this awesome masterpiece. So if you guys have not checked out this shifter, I'll put a little eye up here in the corner. This thing right here is gonna be awesome. So on to pedals. Now, I picked up these pedals from one of you guys, from a subscriber a while ago, and I basically got the clutch pedal, the clutch pedal return spring, some aftermarket pedal pads on this one. This one also has a clutch switch and a brake switch. Now you can see I didn't get the bolt, so you need a longer bolt. So that kind of put me on the hunt to find a longer bolt or to find another set of pedals. Now I went to pick and pull and was able to pull this off of a 318i BMW E30, a convertible. I think it was an early model, if I remember correctly, but it had an airbag. So what I wanted to show you guys is, well, this had I think it was an airbag column, or it was just a different column, but I wanted to show you guys this, and that is the bracket. So you see this bracket here. My car currently is a non-airbag. It's a 1988. You might say, well, what the heck? Why do you have those ugly ass bumpers? It is a late model car. However, that was a mid cutoff year where they didn't change the bumpers yet. So yeah, I have a non-airbag car. And this is the bracket style up in there right now. So I have 2 of these. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do yet. There are a couple ways you can do this. What I really wanna do is just use this whole assembly here. This is where the brake booster comes through the firewall, and you hook it right to here. This is where the brake booster hooks up right there. There is a containment clip right here that you slide off, and this slides right on there. We have the master cylinder to make all that hydraulic madness work, and then you'll kind of see the brake switch here, which basically when your brake is not on, as soon as it opens up, boom, your brake lights go on. That's how that works. Very simple. And as you can see over here, I do not have this little piece, which is, basically for your starter to know, hey, your clutch isn't in, so I don't want to start the car. Think of it as kind of your neutral safety switch, if you will. What I'm probably gonna do is transfer this over to this assembly right here. That way I have both of these things. And I think I'm gonna try to install this one. As you guys can see, it has this top piece. So we will find out a little bit later on in the video if I have to swap everything from this to here or what we basically end up doing. But just so you guys are aware, there does look like there are 2 different brackets out there, and well, we're gonna find out. You guys might be like, oh, well, I know what that's for, and no, it's not gonna work, and I've never done this before, so we're gonna find out if it's gonna work. Jumping down underneath the dash, as you can see up there,
there are the 4 nuts to go around the brake booster. So this is the brake booster coming through right here. And you will kind of just see the bracket right up in this area. There are 2 bolts on the top of the bracket right up there. Sorry if you guys can't see it, but that's, you know, that's about as good as I can get in there. Okay, you see that bolt? That bolt right there. That bolt is part of the bracket. Those are the 2 top bolts. So I think altogether it's just 6 bolts on this assembly. And then we do have a couple clips on the brake pedal. Hopefully you guys can see down here, but there's the little clevis piece right here. We also have a retainment spring that goes right back up to that little pedal box, and that, you know, that helps our brake return or whatever, and just keeps a little bit of tension on it. Overall, there's not a whole lot to it. All right, guys, so the first thing I'm removing is this spring right here. Goes to the top of the throttle cable. It's one of the return springs. I'm just loosening that up. Now we just got to get to this guy. Actually is looks like it is missing the clip, which isn't good. The other one that I have, it actually has a clip on it. So this one, well, this was in need of repair. So there's a spring on that. I just pulled the spring off that. Now, as you can see, this just pulled out, okay? Yours shouldn't be like that. Let's see how it has that little groove right there. That's actually supposed to have a clip. So I'll show you what that's supposed to look like. This is what I pulled out of mine, and you see how it has this clip on the end. That is the proper piece. So the junkyard had a better setup than I did, which is interesting, but mine didn't fall out, which is really good, because if this falls out, your brakes aren't gonna work. So looks like I did need to address this a little quicker than I realized. So that's good. So what is next? So that's off. Okay, now you can see the brake pedal is loose. I have the 2 bolts up top here. It's just like a little hard to get to with the steering column, but with an extension, no big deal. Here we go. All right, so we got the bolts here. You can see we had 2 washers on these. So a smaller washer and a bigger washer. There are 4 nuts, so we're gonna bust those loose. Got the first one there. This one's a little higher, but with an extension, it's pretty easy. Gosh, can't wait to upgrade this impact driver, because man, it's just been, hasn't been giving me all the beans, man. It's just not giving me all the juice that I need recently. So we got that one. Obviously disconnect the brake connector thing. This is how, if your brake lights are screwed up, guys, if they're constantly on or something like that, this is where you fix that. That zip tie was just retaining it on there for some reason. Anyways. Okay. I will say, so the other one, I was able to like take out the steering column, and that was a hell of a lot easier. I'm gonna state that right now, okay? Hopefully I didn't slice into something, but you can kind of see that's how I'm taking it off. Okay, guys, so going over the stock pedal, okay? Brake pedal, obviously, right? Brake switch right there. Here, this goes to the gas pedal, okay? That had a retainment spring, goes to the top of the gas pedal piece right there. Very, very simple. And then this guy right here, that one went on the brake itself. That one went on that little piece right there. I went ahead and tried to install this particular one into my car. Now, I'm not saying it cannot be done, but I am saying that it was definitely more difficult to get up there because of this extra little bit right here. As you can see, this bracket here is a hell of a lot shorter. It doesn't have all of this stuff. I think this is either for the early model steering column or it's for airbags. I don't know. Or for an airbag column is what I mean. It's either or. All I know is my steering column is completely different. I'm not 100% sure if that's an airbag thing or if that's just like an early model thing. But anyways, this I'm not digging. Just because, like I said, it's more of a pain. So I'm gonna transfer everything over to this bracket that I have for the manual transmission. And because these pedals I have, and they kind of have these nicer
texture on here than the factory stuff. I think I'm gonna swap these over as well. I don't know, I just like these pedals a little bit more. Also, the clutch pedal has this little guy with this little spring on it, whereas this one that I pulled off from the 318i does not. It actually just uses a little spring here that you just kind of mounted up to the top part. So basically, I'm gonna go ahead and crack off this bolt and transfer this cylinder right here as well. First, I'm gonna take off this little guy. Went ahead and took off the brake switch right here. So this is kind of interesting. You just kind of pull out the red tab and then you can squeeze it and take that off. So that's very nice. Take this off. That's that big long bolt that I was missing. As far as grommets go, we do have some grommets. So I'm gonna transfer those. Now I'm gonna take this little shaft right here and I'm just gonna spray just a little bit of lithium grease in here just because. Now I think I'm gonna put some thread locker on the end of this. I'm just throwing some blue on there. If you want to put some red on there, fine. Stuff had some yellow. I don't know if that's just to indicate if it's moved or not or whatever, but yeah, cool. Oh yeah, feels good. Feels good on the clutch as well. Perfect. Okay, little spring piece. I'm just gonna adjust my channel locks until I can just get it kind of compressed on here. See if this works. I don't know. Okay, it's like almost on there. Kinda sorta. There we go. Rotate it right in there. Woo! Okay. I don't even know. Jesus. Is that how that's supposed to work? Seems insane. It's like you push in. I don't know. We're gonna play with that one. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. And it seems a little bit spring loaded, but I can tell you this for now, because I'm not gonna be using the clutch at the moment until I, do the swap. It's gonna work fine. If I need to remove it, that's fine. The other one didn't have it before, or if I need to adjust it or something, because right now it feels like it gets to a certain point and then it goes over the top, which I don't know if the pressure from the fluid and all the stuff in the transmission is just gonna push back and it'll be fine, or what. But we're gonna leave it like that because that's how it was before. So I'm gonna assume that's how it's supposed to be. Like I said, if that's something down the line I gotta play with, then I have to play with it, and that's fine. Now you can see this whole pedal assembly is ready to be shoved into the car. And just a little comparison one more time. You can see this piece here was just extra long. It just has all this extra stuff. There are the proper bolt holes up in my car, up underneath, so it does have the provisions for that. However, if I want to go back to the standard one, like the automatic here, it only used these two. So these two and then the four there. Way easier, so I'm gonna stick with that. Now, pretty much all you gotta do is just slip it over that master cylinder piece. So hopefully my lighting is decent and I don't totally block the shot, but ideally I want to kind of slip it up in here. Try to watch out for all the wiring and stuff as much as I can. I don't know. I tried this earlier and it was kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, we're gonna try it like this because I think this is how I took it out. I actually did this last night and kind of quit halfway because I got hungry. Okay, we need to shove this piece through. All right. Back in on the, the area back here, whatever
whatever the heck we call it. So on this one now we actually go through the brake, through the brake bolt, which is a little bit different. We got the 2 bolts up at the top. Now, when I do the engine swap, probably gonna have to do this again, but I just really wanted to show this process kind of in detail and take it away from being kind of like a fearful thing. I don't know if anyone's scared of doing this or just kind of what's involved in it, but overall it's, you know, it's pretty straightforward. Take some bolts out, put some bolts in, that sort of thing. I think the hardest bolt is the one that goes through the actual brake itself.
Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up part 1 of the manual swap on the E30. So overall the pedal installation is pretty easy. I would recommend to probably do this before you're thinking of doing a manual swap. So if you're doing a Gearrag 260 and you're going to throw it in there, well, I mean, that's basically your next step, is you're just going to throw in the transmission and wire up the neutral safety switch, wire that either through or to a clutch activation switch. You have to have the clutch in for the car to start. When the clutch is out, the car is not going to turn the starter motor over. So you would do that. And then, well, really just connecting the hydraulic line to the master to the slave cylinder on the clutch and all the linkage. Now, upcoming, I'm not going to be doing the stock linkage on the car for obvious reasons. Got the Cae Shifter, so this thing is going to be chassis mounted. It's going to be super sick, and I cannot wait to get this thing on. That's going to be awesome. So yeah, overall swap is going to be coming soon. Engine and transmission swap. I've already paid for it, so I really hope to show you that soon and get it in my garage, and we'll kind of talk more about that. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Later, and wrench on.